Nebraska with the ball late in the first quarter. Fred Duda passes to Kent McLaughlin, and it's good for 18 yards. Rudy Johnson, the Cornhuskers' pile-driving fullback, pounds to the OU 46. Nebraska is grinding out yardage on the ground. Kent McLaughlin looks for a hole and spins for 4 yards. The Cornhuskers offense is in the hands of sophomore quarterback Fred Duda, who keeps and slashes to the OU 38. The first quarter comes to a close with a score, Nebraska 3, Oklahoma nothing. The second period opens with Kent McLaughlin taking a pitch out left. The Sooners close in on Kent, but not until he's picked up 5. On 3rd and 2, the OU defense comes up with a big effort. Willie Ross is thrown for a 6-yard loss, and the Nebraska drive fizzles. The Cornhuskers are forced into a punting situation. Dave Tyson kicks, and the Sooners call for a fair catch. OU has the ball on its own 11-yard line. Quarterback Bobby Page tries to mount a Sooner offense with a keeper over left tackle for 2. On the next play, Page pitches to Larry Shields, but Freeman White, number 85, spills Shields for a 6-yard loss. The Sooners call on their ace fullback, Jim Grisham. Grisham bulls for 5, but it's not enough for the first down. As yet, Oklahoma's been unable to pierce the Nebraska defense. Rick McCurdy punts out. Frank Solich gathers it in and returns across midfield into Sooner country. The Cornhuskers, who've been moving the ball well on the ground, try the air. But Larry Shields puts a damper on the Nebraska plan by picking off Fred Duda's pass. Here's a sample of Oklahoma razzle-dazzle. Bobby Page pitches back to Larry Shields, who hands off to Lance Rensel on a deep reverse. Lance runs into a roadblock and cuts back to the right. Rensel salvages this play with a great second effort, and the Sooners have a 5-yard gain. Here's a beautiful play on a crisscross. Virgil Ball goes over left tackle to his own 40. This play is typical of the determination of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. On a pass-run option, Larry Shields finds his receivers covered, and Larry is dumped for a loss. Rick McCurdy is back to kick. Rick fumbles the ball, but gets away a short punt. The ball is touched by Nebraska, and there's a mad scramble going on. The officials rule a recovery for Oklahoma, and the Sooners have the ball in Cornhusker country. Here's graphic evidence of why Jim Grisham is a leading candidate for All-America honors. Grisham refuses to go down until he's picked up a 7-yard gain. Bobby Page, the Sooner signal caller, fakes a man into the line and keeps over the left side for 2 yards. Bobby Page is again the center of attraction. Bobby rolls out looking for a receiver. Once again, the Nebraska defense has a blanket around them, and Bobby keeps to the Cornhusker 35. Wilkinson Sooners are building momentum, and that's Larry Shields cracking inside right end for 9 yards. OU stays with the winner. On the same type play, it's Shields carrying again, and he's to the Nebraska 20. On 3rd and 4, the Cornhuskers defense digs in and lowers the boom.
The Duke Blue Devils, undefeated in 3 games and picked by many to win their 4th straight Atlantic Coast Conference crown, travel to Richmond, Virginia for a conference battle with the tough Terrapins of Maryland. Duke drives early in the first quarter. Jay Wilkinson, son of the Oklahoma coach Bud Wilkinson, breaks loose and cuts toward the sideline. Jay picks up 21 yards. and Duke is on the turf 47. Sophomore quarterback Scotty Glacken hits senior end Stan Crisson for 12 yards, and the Blue Devils are red hot. Billy Futrell runs well on an 8-yard scamper to put the ball on the Maryland 12. From the 6, Scotty Glacken calls his own number. Scotty scoots around the left side and goes in standing. Duke leads 7-0. Maryland comes back following the kickoff from the spread formation. The All-American candidate, Dick Shiner, shows well as a runner on a 7-yard sweep. Shiner goes the other way on the next play. Dick darts down to the Duke 29. From the I formation, Glenn Chavarini churns out 8 more yards, and it's first down Maryland. Mixing his plays and his formations well, Dick Shiner rolls right and fires a scoring strike to Darrell Hill. The conversion attempt is missed, and Duke still leads 7-6. The thrilling first quarter action continues as Maryland kicks off. Billy Futrell takes the ball on the 15 and heads for the far sideline. Futrell leads the Terps on a merry chase before Gary Miller collars him at the Maryland 21 after a 64-yard tear. Scotty Glacken keeps the march moving with a 12-yard completion to Stan Crisson. Maryland halts the Duke drive on the 8. Mike Curtis goes over the roadblock with a 25-yard field goal to give the Blue Devils a 10-6 lead at the half. The upset-minded Terrapins are raring to roll in the third period. Dick Shiner lets go a mighty pass that Darrell Hill takes for a 34-yard gain. Again from the I formation, the give is to the swingback, Len Chavarini, who legs it to the Blue Devil 5. Shiner puts vision in Coach Tom Nugent's fun-to-watch I formation. Dick scores, and underdog Maryland leads 12-10. The Blue Devils fire up their offense in the fourth quarter with this tricky play. Scotty Glacken fires a long pass downfield. Stan Crisson gathers it in, and he's going all the way. Stan is the man of the minute as he scores on a beautifully executed play, and Duke is back on top, 17-12. Duke forces Maryland to punt, and here come the Blue Devils. Bill Baird battles to the Terrapin 38. Jay Wilkinson works his way through the Free Staters to put the ball 9 yards closer. On the halfback option, Billy Futrell lobs a pass to Wilkinson, and Jay jars Maryland for 15 yards. Wilkinson finishes the job on a 5-yard charge to the end zone. Duke now leading Maryland 23-12. Once again, the Terrapins are forced to punt. Howard Humphrey's kick taken by John Gutekunst on the 24. John sidesteps Mike Simpson, outmaneuvers Norm Hatfield, and breaks into the clear. Gutekunst, a 168-pound sophomore speedster, leaves the rest of the Maryland defenders grabbing air on a 76-yard touchdown romp. Gutekunst's run is the icing on the cake as Duke downs Maryland 30-12. The Blue Devils undefeated in 3 games and remain the team to beat in the tough Atlantic Coast Conference.
Touchdowns Game of the Week matches the undefeated Pitt Panthers against once-beaten Navy before a record crowd at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. This game is somewhat of a pigskin paradox in that Pitt, the 3rd-ranking team in the nation, is a 5-point underdog to Navy, the country's 11th-rated gridiron power. Navy has not lost in this stadium since its dedication in 1959. One man does not a team make, but in Roger Staubach, Navy has football's closest thing to a one-man gang. The marvelous Mitty quarterback is the national leader in total offense, having accounted for 1,171 yards in 5 games. His coach, Wayne Harden, calls Staubach the finest football player ever. Roger, a junior from Cincinnati, has completed 64 of 90 passes for 890 yards and 4 touchdowns. Pitt coach Johnny Michael Olson has his Panthers playing a wide-open style of football. In their 4 straight wins, the Panthers have featured the passing of number 16, Fred Mazurek, who has completed 32 of his 48 attempts. Paul Martha is being touted for All-America honors. He's one of Pitt's top ground gainers and leading receivers. The game is only minutes old as we pick up the action with Pitt in possession. Fred Mazurek attempts his first pass of the day, and it's intercepted. Mitty captain Tom Lynch puts the pinch on the pass, and it's Navy's ball on the Pittsburgh 24. The Panthers scuttle this Navy attack, but Fred Marlin from the 26-yard line boots a perfect field goal, and it's 3-0 Navy at the close of the first quarter. Navy weighs anchor in the second period with Roger Staubach throwing 17 yards to Jim Campbell. Staubach, whom Navy men rate on a par with a Polaris missile, picks out Campbell again as the Middies steam into Pitt territory. The Staubach to Campbell combination appears unstoppable. Jim takes Rogers' toss, and Navy has 19 more yards. A real rollout artist, Staubach sprints to the outside, and he's down inside the Pittsburgh 10-yard line. Johnny Sy leaps high to give the Gobs a touchdown. At the half, Navy has Pittsburgh in tow, 10-0. In the third quarter, Staubach is still bewildering the Panther pass defense. Ed Orr, Navy's leading receiver, snares this one on the Pitt 12 for a 29-yard gain. Staubach finally feels the fury of the Pitt Panther. Roger is rushed off his feet for a 19-yard loss. Third quarter ends with Navy still enjoying a 10-point margin. That's Kenny Lucas piloting the Panthers in the fourth period, but Navy is controlling the air lanes today. Bob Orlowski makes the interception and makes tracks to the Pitt 35. Roger Staubach, on his way to winning All-America honors, is a master scrambler. He's at his best here as he turns a possible loss into a long gainer. Staubach shoves in for the Navy touchdown as Navy steams away to a 17-0 advantage over Pitt. Kenny Lucas finally gets the Panther offense organized as he tosses down and out to John Jenkins for 13 yards. On a razzle-dazzle double reverse, Eric Crabtree ends up with the ball, and Pittsburgh ends up 10 yards to the good on the Navy 39. Lucas, the brother of former Penn State All-American Richie Lucas, makes a big hit for Pitt. Kenny connects with Eric Crabtree, and the Panthers have their first points of the game. It's a 39-yard touchdown that makes the score Navy 17, Pittsburgh 6. Pitt on the attack again, but this time Lucas has a change of luck. His pass bounces away from his receiver and into the arms of Jim Campbell. Campbell laterals to Pat Donnelly as Navy sets up another score with its fourth interception of the game. Donnelly enjoys the scoring honors, and the midshipmen have the Pitt Panther cage to the tune of 24-6. Pittsburgh battles gamely to protect its unbeaten record. Kenny Lucas, a sophomore who looks like a real comer, leads the Middies a merry chase before passing to Paul Martha. Martha sails past the Sailors en route to a 74-yard touchdown. Navy, paced by the passing of Roger Staubach, helps Pittsburgh out of the ranks of the unbeaten 24-12 as the Middies climb back up the ladder into football's top 10. The fourth Frank, Panthers of Pittsburgh take on arch-rival Penn State before more than 52,000 fans at Pitt Stadium. The Panthers have lost only 1 of 9 games this season, and a win today would give them their finest record since Pitt's gridiron glory days of 1937. All-America halfback Paul Martha, number 10, is the bread-and-butter man in the Panther attack. This 180-pound senior can hurt you either running, passing, or receiving. Fred Mazurik, number 16, quarterbacks a powerful Pitt offense. Only a junior, Mazurik is a scrambler who loves to run with that football. On the second play of the game, Penn State shows Pittsburgh it is not to be taken lightly. Don Comm takes a screen pass from Pete Lisk, and behind terrific blocking, Comm races down the sideline. Don is nearly dropped on the Pitt 32, but the 172-pound senior spins free and heads for the other side of the field. Rick Leeson finally brings Comm down after a sensational 68-yard play. The Nittany Lions draw first blood as Gary Klingensmith gallops over from the 9, and Penn State takes a fast 7-0 lead over Pitt. The Panthers roar back late in the first quarter. Fred Mazurik hits Bill Howley for a first down on the state 20. The Mazurik to Howley combination clicks again as Howley makes a leaping grab for 16 yards as the period ends. Two plays into the second quarter, Paul Martha crashes over for the touchdown. The extra point is missed, and Penn State continues on top 7-6. Later, Pitt has possession, but Fred Mazurik fumbles, and Ed Stewart recovers for Penn State on the Pitt 35. The Lions set out to capitalize on the break. Gary Klingensmith sweeps the left side for 14 yards. The slow-motion camera affords a longer look at the state attack. Pete Lisk rolls out to the right looking for a receiver. Pete pinpoints Gerald Sandusky in the end zone for the score. Penn State holds a surprising 14-6 lead over the favored Pitt Panthers. Following the kickoff, Pittsburgh lashes back. Fred Mazurik scrambles around in the backfield before getting off a pass, which finds its mark. Rick Leeson latches on for a big 34-yard gain. This time, Mazurik decides to run with the ball. Weaving in and out through state defenders, Fred gets to the Lion 22. Mazurik is giving the state defense a mighty tough time. Fred gets to the 10 before the Lions can catch him. Rick Leeson gets the call, and the Panther fullback bulldozes to the 1-yard line. From close range, rugged Rick Leeson dives in for the score. Pitt fails to convert, and Penn State holds a 14-12 advantage at halftime. In the third quarter, Fred Mazurik is up to his old tricks. Fred tucks the ball under his arm and is off on a rousing rush that terminates at State's 34. The large crowd comes to its feet as Mazurik is helped off the field, and Pitt's hopes are dealt a cruel blow. From the state 17, Rick Leeson kicks a 27-yard field goal, and Pitt takes the lead for the first time, 15-14. Rip Engel's Lions fight back as Pete Lisk flips a pass into the flat that Gary Klingensmith grabs for 17 yards. The state forward wall opens a big hole, and Christian Weber breaks loose. Weber gets 30 yards before Eric Crabtree nails him on the Panther 23. The high-speed camera slows the action and sees Pete Lisk giving an outstanding performance. State senior quarterback waits for a receiver to clear and fires. Don Cobb makes a circus catch in the end zone, and Penn State regains the lead 21-15. Sophomore Kenny Lucas is at the Pitt controls late in the third period. Lucas hits Eric Crabtree for 25 yards as the Panthers drive. Fred Mazurek returns to action as the final period opens. Fred finds Bill Bodle open and hits him for a first down on the state 29. Playing the greatest game of his career, Mazurek rolls out to pass but can't find a receiver. Fred brings Panther fans up and roaring on this 17-yard run to the end zone, and the Panthers have tied it up. Rick Leeson's conversion is perfect, putting Pittsburgh ahead to stay. The Panthers stave off a final drive to edge Penn State 22-21. Higher ranked and probably better than most bowl teams, Pittsburgh is the victim of a grave oversight for having been snubbed by the major postseason selection committees.